In this meditation, we're going to begin with about 15 minutes of stabilizing our minds. And for those 15 minutes, you could use a blindfold if you'd like. After that, the blindfold should be optional because there may be times during the visualization practice that you'll want to just leave the visualization and be present here in the room that you're meditating in right now. And the best way to do that is to open your eyes and see what's around you and realize that you're safe, that the person you were visualizing isn't here. So you'll have the opportunity to take this off later, but for now, go ahead and put that on just for the first 15 minutes. We'll stabilize. So just get situated on your seat. You might notice, first of all, some additional tension in your face or in your neck or shoulders or in your chest, knowing what the topic is of this meditation. And it's reasonable to have that feeling. We can't expect to make that feeling go away, but we can use all the techniques we already know to gradually soften the physical sensations in our body, and perhaps that will soften the effect in the mind during our first 15 minutes. So making sure that you're not clenching your jaw, breathing through the mouth if that's best for you. Just balancing your head over your shoulders and checking that your shoulders are as loose as they can be right now. And balancing your shoulders and your torso over your hips so that your back muscles don't have to work very hard to keep you upright. If you're slightly leaning forward, then your muscles will have to work a lot harder pulling on your spine. So see if leaning back a little bit helps everything relax. If it's helpful, you can put your hands on your abdomen for a few minutes so that you feel your stomach expanding on the inhale and contracting on the exhale. And whenever you want to, you can put your hands down, laying them wherever is most comfortable for you. Continuing to breathe a little deeper than normal. So that your diaphragm is doing the breathing work. Your abdomen is expanding on the inhale. And as you continue stabilizing yourself just by feeling the breath coming in and going out, you might extend the exhale so it lasts a little longer than the inhale to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So breathing out just a little longer than it takes you to breathe in will help your body and mind relax just a little more, minute by minute. So I'll be quiet now for the next 10 or so minutes while we do this practice. And now we're going to move into the visualization stage of this practice. And remember that at any point in the visualization, if you need to, you can take off your blindfold, open your eyes, and look around the room, just as a way to ground yourself if you feel ungrounded during the practice. But for now, imagine that there is a great castle made of tremendous stones and rock and concrete. It's like a fortress, and the walls are tall, maybe 20 or 30 feet, and they're wide and thick. The main doors to enter the castle are made of very heavy timbers, and the door is locked. And there are 4 walls to the castle, and you're standing on top of the wall over the front door. So you're 20 or 30 feet above the ground. And the wall is built like they were in the ancient days, with spaces every few feet for archers to stand. And they'd be protected on either side by a great big stone slab. But they could peek through, almost like peeking through a window, to shoot their arrows. And you're standing there so you can clearly look beyond the wall to the valley in front. But on either side of you are your team of the best archers, men and women, highly skilled, that they could hit a moving target 100 yards away with their arrows. And they care about you, they're protective of you, but they won't fire unless you order them to. But they're always ready, and they never get tired, and so they're spaced out alongside of you on either side with their bows and arrows. And so you're fully protected. You're high up in the air, your archers are ready to protect you from any invaders, and you're surrounded by stone and rock. Nothing could enter the castle without your permission. And as you look down below across the valley, there's a little path that goes off into the distance. And on this day, you've invited someone from your past. They might be still in your life, only you would know that. You've invited them to come to have a conversation with you. They haven't arrived yet, but you know they're on their way, approaching on this path. And you know that the agreement is they will obey you, so that they'll only come as close as you let them, and no closer. So you get to decide how close to you they can approach, and know that even though they might be very far away, if you can see them, you can mentally communicate with them. So you don't have to yell, you don't have to raise your voice. You can just speak out loud in a normal volume, or you could just speak mentally with them. So you can keep them very far away if you need to. And now the wind, which has been blowing gently, stops a little bit, slows down, and it's a warning that this person is closer now. And then the breeze continues as usual. And you look out on the horizon to where the path leads away from the castle. And you notice a very small figure off in the distance. And you know it's this person that you want to communicate with from your past. It's someone who has hurt you in some significant way. They may have hurt you physically, or sexually, psychologically. They may have shamed you. They may have manipulated you. They may have beat you. They may have ostracized you unfairly. Only you know what it is that this person did, and you can barely see them, but they are walking closer. And it's okay if your heart beats a little faster now, knowing that you're going to have an encounter with them. But remember that your archers are standing by your side, ready to protect you, and no one is getting through the castle walls without your permission. The distant figure is moving ever closer, and I'll be silent for the next 30 seconds or so, for you to watch them approaching closer and closer. And when you feel that they're close enough for good communication, where you still feel comfortable, you can tell them to stop walking, and they will stop. They will immediately stop approaching you and wait for the next stage. So I'll be quiet now while you do that. Decide how close they can come to you. Okay, by this time they've stopped, however near or far you want them to be. They should be close enough so that you at least have a general outline of their face and their facial expression, even if they're far away. And the next part of this visualization is for you to remind them why you asked them to come here, to remind them of what they did to you. And you can speak as the adult that you are now, in case whatever they did to you, they did it when you were a child, or someone who didn't understand what was happening at the time. When you were someone who perhaps thought it was your fault that it was happening, or that you were to blame. But now you know better. So tell them, and I'll give you about a minute or so to do it. Tell them what they did to you. You can describe it to whatever level of detail is comfortable for you. So you get to decide. So I'll be silent for the next minute or so. Okay, now we move on to the next step. You probably saw their facial expression when you told them what they did, when you reminded them what they did. And now you can ask them what they got from doing that to you. Why was it beneficial to them? What did they get out of it? And they have to reply to you honestly. So I'll be silent for the next minute while you ask them, and they have to answer you somehow. It might take a few moments where you just wait and look at them and wait and see what they say. What did they get out of it? Okay, I'll give you time now. Okay, now we'll move to the next stage. Now you get to tell them how what they did to you affected you. How did it affect you in the moment? How did it make you feel? What kind of pain did you experience? And then how did it change you in the years since then? If it's been years, maybe it's just been a day, a week, a month, or maybe it's been your whole life. How did it change you after that? How did it cause you to relate to other people in your life? How did it cause you to develop certain habits or fears or phobias or coping mechanisms or communication styles? You needed to find a way to live a life where something like this could never happen again, some sort of defense mechanism, and they can appear in different ways. So I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes to reflect on that for yourself. How did you have to change who you were after this person hurt you? And after you've reflected on that, tell them exactly what their effect was. How did it cause you to change who you are? So begin now. And now, after telling them how what they did to you changed you and changed the way you've had to interact with others or lead your life since then, now you get to ask that person a question. And after you ask them this question, it might take them a few moments to begin to answer, so be patient. This will have to come from deeper in your intuition. And the question you can ask them is, why did you do this? What is it about you that made it possible for you to do something like this to me? What happened to you to make you this type of person? That person told you in the beginning what they got from it, but they didn't explain why they are the way they are, why they did it, who made them that way, or what circumstances caused them to find some sort of enjoyment or fulfillment or some need to do what they did to you. What are their life circumstances? And when you ask them this, why are you the way you are? You can ask them, did something happen when you were born? Did something happen when you were a baby or a toddler? Or when you were in school? Did something happen in your religious community? Did your parents do something to you? Did your society, your neighborhood, the legal system, what other systems had an effect on you? Did something bad happen to you? Or is there something deeper than that going on inside of you? Maybe there's just some sort of mental illness or something in your DNA. These are just certain possibilities, but there are many more possibilities, of course. So I'll be silent again for the next 2 or 3 minutes for you to ask them why they are the way they are, what happened to them, or who happened to them, and then wait patiently for them to communicate with you. So begin now. Okay. You may or may not have received a clear explanation from them. Either one is fine at this point. And for the next stage, this will be wide open because any of the following could happen. And it's really up to you and what happens in an organic way. You could wait and see, or you could ask them if they have anything else they want to say to you about this situation. Or if they even want to apologize, but only if they mean it, if they understand it. Or you could decide to forgive them, not meaning that what they did was okay, even if there's an understanding of what caused it to happen. Forgiving them doesn't make it right, doesn't make it okay by any means, and it doesn't give any of your power away to forgive them. Forgiveness here in this exercise is saying that you are willing to let them go, that you desire to no longer let what happened affect who you are moving forward, that you would like to change some of the ways you communicate with the people you care about, the people who are important to you, that you would like to change maybe some of the beliefs you have about yourself so that you become a happier, more empowered person, so that you would like to allow more options in your life for new discoveries, new ways of doing things, that you no longer are willing to let this memory or this person behave like an anchor, keeping you from moving away from the event or moving forward in your life. So if you want to forgive them, know that in doing so you are setting yourself free from them and from the event. You're not saying that what they did was okay by any means. You're only saying that you are letting it go. And then anything else could happen, but it's up to you. So I'll leave you 2 or 3 minutes again to see what happens next. And now we come to the final stage of the visualization, in which you can say goodbye to them. If you feel like it, you can thank them for coming, but you don't have to. And then you can ask them to leave in whatever way works for you. You might just command them to turn around and walk away into the horizon. Depending on what happened, you could go downstairs, go out the doors and give them an embrace, a hug, or a handshake if it's appropriate, if you want to. But you don't have to. You could simply make them disappear, fading away until there's nobody there standing on the path. And once you've said goodbye to them, we'll just return to the stabilizing practice of being mindful of the sensation of the breath moving in and out of your body. So just go through your process of ending the visualization and then go back to following the breath, and we'll do that for the next 6 minutes or so. And this concludes the practice.